The Marla and Dave radio experience begins in 3, 2, 1.
Now, if you're ready, we will begin.
Welcome to the Marla and Dave radio show. This is reality radio with a couple that keeps it real. Current events, pop culture, music, relationships, fitness, the hot topics of the day. Marla and Dave Thomas. This is the Marla and Dave radio show. Real radio. Turn up!
Welcome to the Marla and Dave show. While Marla's lips are pursed, I'm doing all the talking. There you go. This is strange. I know it's strange. Marla has no words. She can't talk. She's frozen. Her lips are frozen. Marla, are you there? Oh,
I'm sorry, Dave. I was just auditioning to win the mannequin challenge. I think that was pretty good. Welcome to the Marla and Dave show. I'm Marla. Just a little bit, for the record, Dave, I realize that we compete in our lives for everything. And
no, you compete in your life
Dave,
for everything.
Which forces you, because you have testosterone, you have to immediately meet the challenge and compete back.
No, you often mistake.
Okay. Let me backtrack. I don't want you to defend
some
yourself
things
here.
for some other things. I don't compete.
What I
you.
wanted to say is I'm no longer racing you to the intro of the show.
Oh, that's another way of saying it. That's a better way of saying it, by the way. For the record.
I chose, out of gracious femininity, to fall back and let you be first.
Oh, thank you.
Because my name is actually billed first on the show. It's the Marla and Dave show. So I wanted you to feel
because that was back in
comfortable.
your days of competition. Remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So that's
it's too late now. All of our stuff says Marla and Dave.
Yeah.
Can't
But
take
your
it back now.
your attitude actually says this damn house. Instead of Madhouse, your attitude says something different.
Let me tell everybody that today you're in store for an awesome show.
Awesome show.
This whole month has been MaD Music March. And everyone who's coming to our studio, we've had Brandy in the studio. We've had Joshua Ledette in the studio. We've had Take 6 in our studio.
Yep.
Today, in keeping with music legends, it's not even complete. You really can't call anything in your life complete when it comes to music until we have our friend Lalah Hathaway stop by, who recently won her 5th Grammy.
5th Grammy.
We need
5-time
cheers for
Grammy
that.
Award-winning artist.
Oh, not just did she win her 5th Grammy, she won the 5th Grammy over the course of four consecutive years. So that's got to be something world-breaking, but we'll see about that.
That's pretty big.
We'll look that up.
Pretty big.
But one thing for sure, when Lalah comes by the Madhouse, Layla's a lot of fun. And it's always mad fun when Layla's here, so you really don't want to miss a minute of today's show. Let's get to our weekend review.
All right, let's get to it. Wait, hey, I'll put it to you like this. Let's go back a little bit. I did mention, was it on Instagram and on social networks, Facebook and Instagram and Twitter, that I was going to reveal a fact about Lalah that I just found out. So stay tuned. If you're not listening now, or if your friends aren't listening, because you're listening, actually call your friends up and let them know that something very interesting is going to come out about Lalah before the show is over.
So we just all want to go. Anyway, let me talk about what happened so far this week. I'm really not going to spend much time on our first event, which is that Dave finally broke his small losing streak and beat me in a set of tennis. Finally. Good luck, Dave. Good luck next time. That was great.
You see I'm working over here doing something else. You see how that doesn't actually intrigue me to try to act like it's a big deal that Dave finally won
it's a big damn
set
deal, Dave.
against you, Marla. When what the big deal was that you actually won 3 in a row. Wouldn't you agree?
That was a big deal. Come in here, girl.
Lalah!
Come on in here, girl. I don't want Dave singing Lalah into the show.
Well, I was holding on for trying to hold the note for you guys to join me.
Sit here.
Okay, I can't. My breath control runs a little late, so here we go. I'm gonna try it again. Everybody join in. Get your notes. Lalah.
Okay.
Marla.
What's my note?
She's Lalah. Go.
Lalah.
Marla, your vibrato. You have to match our vibrato too.
Anyway, that's my little contribution. I told you guys today that I was going to be part of a trio, pal.
Excuse my lateness.
Lalah,
It's
how
all
can
good.
we-
It's all good.
First of all, you look like Purple Magic.
You know, in honor of women.
You got to pull your.
Is that like a
Your-
strain of marijuana? Purple magic?
You got to.
Layla, you look like purple magic.
I
Mic
don't know
up.
about any of
Put
that
your
you're
headset
talking
on.
about. I don't know about what you're talking about. I wore my Frida Kahlo shirt today in honor of.
Nice.
Also, I wore no makeup in honor of it as well.
You don't need makeup, Layla. You have baby skin.
Thank you so much.
Those are some funky eyeglasses you got there. Is
Thank
that in
you.
honor of as well?
Well, I just came ready for you guys, you know.
Awesome. Awesome.
Yeah, I do love the glasses. The
Thank
glasses
you.
are a good look.
We were just actually talking about Marla's miraculous
We're finished with that.
3-set winning streak that's now over. But
We'll see what happens.
in
I'm going to
tennis.
get back
In
on top.
tennis.
Yeah, in tennis.
I haven't played in so long, almost since you broke my ankle.
Okay, stop it. Where this story is going to end here. Secondly, for our weekend review, shout out to Thomas Andrews. Thomas Andrews has a fitness system called T3 Power Ready, and a selective group of us went to the beach for a intro to his training system. It was awesome. So look him up, T3 Power Ready. And if you're in the LA area, he's opening this for everybody to come out and join him. It includes the actual Power Ready bag that is an
Is
all
there
around.
cake in the bag or
No.
no?
That's
But
a good
you-
idea. Have
but
like
you could have-
brownies and cake
Okay.
and
This is
soda,
why. This is why Dave and Layla can
cans of
collaborate.
soda.
It would get
It's
my
good- It's
attention.
good weight. It's
I
good
think
weight.
so.
I think this is why Dave and Layla can write songs and do music, but they're not like collaborating on any type of fitness situation.
No.
Dave, you did daddy duty, and you were
Explain to me what daddy duty is.
you were gracious enough. Our oldest daughter moved into her home,
Oh, okay.
and you
yeah.
single-handedly used your man muscle to
Well,
help
she
Monique
was,
move into her
She
house.
was very frustrated, as Monique can get frustrated from time to time.
It's pretty much when the wind
Who
changes.
knew?
Or the sun
And
comes out,
So
or
someone she had a short window of time to get her move done, and she was running behind.
Mm-hmm.
So I jumped in there and helped her out.
None of those Love and Hip Hop guys came and helped her.
No.
Well,
no.
they were calling
All
me
those-
out
all
on
those
Twitter.
Fans,
But
they didn't
no,
show
her
up.
cast members.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think one did. I think Ray did. This guy named not Ray J.
No, he didn't.
He did the next day. He
Okay,
went and helped
well,
her
yeah,
pick
the
up.
move was over.
The move, the move
Yeah,
is
the
done.
move was over.
That's what I
Move's
volunteered
over, Ray.
That night, like, you guys need any? I got lamps. You guys need lamps?
It's a good try, Ray.
And then Layla, actually, you surprised me because you've been traveling so much. But our last note of weekly review is yesterday we were able to have our first inaugural kickball game.
we're kinda
yeah,
late this year.
kickball, Yeah.
Kickball
We
2017.
used to do it in my birthday, February.
It was good and hot yesterday, too.
Yeah,
But
it
you
was a
know,
good one.
the reason that we've been late is because you two freaks
Well,
won't stop traveling.
you know, we got things to do, you know?
Yeah,
I
well,
mean,
the
when
thing
you-
is,
You guys should be practicing for us, though.
Layla, I want
Layla,
to know
you're
why
on
your
my
watch
team.
looks thicker than my watch.
It's probably better quality.
Layla's watch looks all thick. Man.
Layla
It
has
does
a
it?
turbo. Yeah, you know why? Because hers
Mine's
is
a 2-2.
Hers is actually a
Mine's
better
just
watch.
black.
No, is yours is yours the? Yes, it is.
Mine is stainless. I
Right.
treated myself since I won 47 Grammys.
Right.
Hey, now I keep saying that I'm going to reveal.
have a clock, so I can't help you.
I have the clock. I'm fine. I'm going to reveal a tidbit of information that I found out about Layla today. Before the show is over, and I'm
What?
going to hang it over your heads in suspense for quite some time. Now, while Marla is throwing dishes around the studio and breaking things up, Tony, I apologize. Just stay tuned for that. In the meantime, Tony, hit me with my mood song.
So open up your heart for me. I'm coming back for you.
That record was recorded around the corner in Ocean Yeah.
Is that the tidbit? She's telling you things you didn't know.
Well, that was a #1 record, Layla.
It was number one to you and me, not to the charts.
I saw it on the chart as #1.
Where? What chart was it?
Yeah, I had to find that chart. I promise you. That's why I played it.
Oh yeah.
You didn't know.
I didn't know. It was number
didn't
one,
know.
like in Osaka.
Tony, I need my mood song.
Nagoya's #1s.
Yokohama's best.
Maybe I can fare better. Let's see.
Oh my God.
Whisper softly, baby, baby, don't cry. It's better to dry your
Now that was a hit.
That was definitely a hit. And we will have more Lalah Hathaway hits coming up throughout the show. We'll be
There's
right back.
so many hits, but
You're listening to the Marla and Dave radio show on the Universal Broadcast Network. Current events, pop culture, the hot topics of the day. It's time for MaD News on the Marla and Dave radio show. Ladies and gentlemen, Marla and Dave.
All right, so we have our MaD News always. Our MaD News is unique in the fact that we just highlight 3 different stories. One that kind of is shocking to us, like, are you kidding me? And the other one is always a he said, she said, which is some mindless celebrity gossip. And then there's the third one, which is always we agree to disagree. Something that would leave us between either Dave or myself, or us meaning our audience and ourselves, saying, do you agree with this or do you disagree with it? Right? So let's get with our first Are You Kidding Me news story of the day. Are you kidding me that there was a lady on a plane
Going
headed
to Australia. Yeah, it's crazy.
and she fell asleep and heard something in her headphone, and before you knew it, the headphones erupted into flames, blew
I
up
saw
on her
that.
ears, and she threw it down onto the ground. But in the meantime, her face had like black soot all over her face.
Actually combusted onto her face.
Literally just blew up on her face.
That
And
is-
the battery continued to kind of smolder and emit sparks and just kind of spit flame until it actually just burned itself out.
That's bad news.
Yeah. So
Who made 'em?
these lithium batteries,
That's
I
a
don't
good
think they
idea.
I don't think they actually.
They don't want you to know.
They did say that they're doing a further investigation before we just
The
slam
headphone
everybody.
maker probably paid all kind of money to keep their
Keep that
names out of the
quiet.
news, but it's a lithium battery issue.
Does it rhyme with rose? Layla?
Yeah, but I mean, I can imagine that would be probably
Or
the
meats.
most in this atmosphere of terror and
that's gotta suck.
international travel. If you're sleeping and suddenly you feel fire on your face, you're
Not to
probably
mention
thinking,
the fact that we need to know what kind of headphone it is, because if it's
Elizabeth.
like this and it's covering your ear completely, that would be very frightening.
Yeah.
Because you don't hear anything but explosions.
Funny
Anything
thing-
hot near your hair is not good.
the funny thing is when you see the picture of her face, her ear is perfectly fine.
And it's her face that
it's
has
all
soot.
of
where
this.
the battery was.
Yeah,
at
just
the
kind of
chin.
shot down
Oh.
toward her
So it
mouth.
can't just
That's
be an
bad
earbud.
news. That's bad news.
Just shot down toward her mouth.
Anyway, that's our that's our Are You Kidding Me? That is pretty shocking, especially because those are the kind of headphones I like to wear.
Uh-oh.
Justin Bieber. Again, now I have other questions, but Justin Bieber recently, not once but twice, is filmed dissing a fan who was looking for a photo op. Now this fan, he came out the day before, which makes me address again. I'm trying not to use mental instability and imbalance too much,
Oh.
but it seems to be the theme. The day before, he came out of his hotel and he was hugging all the fans. Then the very next day, he walks out, he gets ready to get in his car, and a girl says, "Can we take a selfie? Can we take a
the
selfie?"
girl and her mother. The girl is there with her mother, and literally, he basically says, "Get out of my face! You make me sick.
Oh.
You make me
And
sick."
then he started asking her to check her respect.
Oh.
RESPCT.
Oh.
Get some
No, he didn't.
respect on his name.
Oh.
And he finally just said, just get out of here. You make me sick.
Sometimes you're not in the mood. I'll just say that, but there's no excuse for
But Layla,
rudeness,
I
Justin.
watched you fend off kisses that
Who was rude to me once at Johnny Rockets at the Grove?
Justin Bieber?
Yes.
See,
I was out with the
Justin?
nieces and they wanted a picture, and his people said, no.
Well, his people.
Yeah. Well, he was
Did,
standing right
did they
there.
know about do they know who you were?
It doesn't matter. I'm a chick trying to get a picture in
But
Johnny
I guess
Rockets.
what I'm saying, if you're
But
Justin
you know what?
Bieber and you don't want to be bothered, shouldn't you stay home that day?
You should not be at Johnny Rockets in the
You
club.
should
in
go
the Grove.
home.
And
Okay.
It shouldn't feel like you singled us out to say no to.
But you know what else?
It's because we're black, isn't it?
It's a racial thing.
We're black, isn't it?
I want you to hold that thought. I'll talk to you about this in the show because I don't want to use up our news time, but I want you to remember that. Agree to disagree. This hit me hard. There's a trainer
Yeah.
on Instagram. There's two things wrong with this. Number one, she filmed a random gym member on a treadmill and her handles were out in
Let's
the back.
call her all the way out. Her name is Londoner Diana Andrews.
And she saw the
Diana
lady
Andrews.
on the phone, much like this, as she was on her treadmill and took a photo without her permission, and then posted as herself on her own Instagram saying she must be calling to order
I
a
bet
burger.
she's ordering burgers for delivery.
That's not nice. And you're a trainer. You should be
and
nice.
that's why you should do.
And people were actually saying that's why I don't sign up to go to the gym.
And that's whack.
Because of asses like you. Marla,
And okay, let me explain something to you. Dave does not. He better put some respect on my name. I am so the opposite. I'm the person who doesn't need to know you, but if you're in that gym and you're in a big white T-shirt, I walk up and congratulate you versus the person who's sporting their six-pack. Because you took that first step to get out there, and to me, this is disgusting.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you agree or disagree with this type of. Is this type of shaming motivational or just disgusting? I say disgusting.
Anyway, that's the MaD news for today. This week, call us at 323-524-2599. Back to the show.
Call us.
This ain't your mama's radio show. Can you handle the truth? Then get ready for a real radio experience. Ladies and gentlemen, Marla and Dave.
Okay, like we told you, we have today our friend and 5-time Grammy Award winning artist.
We need an applause there, please, Tony.
Lalah Hathaway.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4.
5 applause for 5 Grammys. Lay.
Amazing. Half of what David Thomas has at his house.
You know, Layla, we were talking the other day, by the way, on the kickball field, just briefly when it was over. By the way, would you like some suckable applesauce?
I don't think so.
This is sustaining my life these days because I haven't been able to eat much food, and so I suck these down, and then I let Tony suck on one, and he liked it. We both like suckable applesauce.
Do you have an extra?
Yes.
I mean, I'll have a little baby food, yeah.
They're very good. So,
what kind of electronic crank do you use to get in here?
that's to let you know no one has been pre-sucking your suckable
I
applesauce.
appreciate that.
You like that? I can't with her.
It's probably better cold.
I really just can't with her.
Why are you eating lukewarm pre-suckable
Because
applesauce?
it's better for your digestion when your stomach is jacked up.
All right, that's fine.
Anyway, so Lay, we were talking, and you brought up something on the kickball field the other day, or Sunday, and we were talking about the Grammys, which I want to be the first focus of our conversation.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, you might take it for granted, but Take 6 is in a very elite group.
Super elite. Who do you know that has 10 Grammys?
Him.
That's it. We're not friends with Beyonce, so.
Well, I told Marla was shocked the Manhattan Transfer has 10 Grammys, too.
That's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
I mean, it's a super small group, particularly for singers. I think it's
For groups.
it's
It's really a very small.
I bet the Eagles don't have 10 Grammys. Or Journey. Or Foreigner.
Tony's on it. I knew it.
Or Rolling Stones.
I looked it up. I don't think so. But I know.
What? Not the Rolling Stones?
But I think Quincy Jones is the number 2 overall Grammy winner of all time.
I don't think he is.
Yes.
Eagles have 6.
I mean, listen.
No, I just looked it up. I think Quincy Jones, at least on the Grammys, their website has.
Who's
him
number
as,
1? Is it still Sir George
Who
Schulte?
has the most?
George Schulte?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's
a
was
conductor and a
classical
orchestrator.
conductor.
Mm-hmm.
Back in the Dizzy.
Mm-hmm.
I feel actually, there was there was an article, and I forgot who it was. Was it Mick Jagger? Somebody was basically saying that he came along, he was lucky enough to come along right in the golden age of music where artists could make a lot of money, get really famous.
Oh, yeah.
Because before that, you give them a Cadillac and rent a house for them.
Yeah.
And, that was it for you. And then after that, we're heading back in that direction, actually.
Right. Which is so phenomenal when you see someone like James Fauntleroy with a wall full of platinum plaques from his writing, because they don't even make those anymore, hardly.
Yeah. No, it's true.
It's amazing.
So
you have twice as many Grammys as the Eagles.
Yeah.
That's deep.
Layla said, "You guys, you take it for granted. You guys are using Grammys for doorstops.
You guys are holding the dog cages open with them. It's not right. Bookends.
There's a leak in the sink. Put a Grammy in it.
Amazing. It struck me when they said 5-time Grammy Award winner Celine Dion. And I thought, what?
Me too.
I have 5 Grammys.
Shut up, Celine.
But now I must say this. Let's get all the way real. Be real with me.
Yes.
Do you because of the level of your talent? Did you not up to now feel you deserved a Grammy? Because the rest of us did. I'm just going to say that. Let's just take musical talent alone. Do you
deserve is a funny word.
Okay, let me take it back.
Well, no,
Do you
I
not
think
feel
I have a
you
better question.
You have belong. Okay, go ahead.
After this, I think I have a better
Go ahead.
question. Before your Grammy wins, did you feel like to win a Grammy was a big political process and that probably you might not make it? And now,
Yes.
do you feel differently now?
I do a little bit. I mean, a Grammy means that your peers looked at your work and said, this is great. But my peers always looked at my work and said,
That's what I'm
"This is
saying.
great."
So you did kind of feel like that you at least.
I felt like there was a process that perhaps I wasn't involved in, but I never felt like I didn't have respect. So the Grammys are like the icing on the cake and a lesson from God to just wait. Just wait on your time. Like
some
it's
patience.
not your time.
I like
It's
that.
my time. Even though when I was 22 and Mariah Carey was 22, we came out together and she made a lot of money and I have $7,000. The point is that is what
She
for
showed a little
you.
more cheek.
She did, and she
than
got
you
married
did.
and did things, but what's for you won't go by you. Period.
If you
Even though
don't
it takes
smoke, if you don't
50
smoke it
years.
away and you
If you
take
don't-
care of your
Yeah.
tools.
Wisdom from Layla. Yes.
So for me, I have this then question to ask you and Dave. Now that you guys are multiple Grammy winners, which we can all admit, at least I can put myself in the category of having attended many Grammys. But as artists, what would you guys like to see change at the Grammys? If the two of you could get together and put together a Grammy show, what changes would you like to implement?
I feel like, the Grammys are a big deal, and I grew up watching the Grammys where you could look at TV one night and see like Lionel Richie standing next to Dolly Parton, standing next to Elton John.
And Pavarotti sitting right there.
Exactly. So there was such a wide variety. This year I was really disappointed. We had a lot of people singing 2-3 songs and not able to find pitches with pitches given, and there was just a lot of stuff. It's supposed to be the biggest, best of our, brightest of our community, not the ones that make the most money. But
Yeah.
sometimes there's an imbalance. So I think it will work itself out. I can say, however, though, for what black music means to this country and to every country and every culture in terms of pop culture, it's not represented on any of these shows
Right.
the way that it should be, period. It's just not. Because everybody is black.
That's true.
Everybody is hip and has a little edge of hip-hop and is woke and keeping it real.
And clapping back.
And clapping
What do you have to-
back. And
anything else?
everyone loves Beyonce and she's everyone's idol. But I'm just saying there just needs to be a little more balance. That's
Right.
all. For what we mean to this industry, for what the music represents to the industry.
Which, by the way, was my takeaway, like I told Dave when I went to the African American National Museum. That was my takeaway.
Yeah.
That from
Everyone
from
loves
this,
Beyonce.
No, from this. Yes.
And that. And
that was
that.
playing subliminally
I'm in
in my
the bottom
head
of the
as you went
ship.
to the top.
Look, there's a picture of Beyonce. Let's keep those
You're
savages
just-
quiet. Show them a picture of me. I should.
Dave is gonna
I
get.
should not even be playing like that. I
You know why
apologize.
he's doing that?
But I couldn't help
Because
it.
his hair is straight. That's why that comes out sometimes.
He is light skinned.
I could not.
Even
help
Tony has respect with his IBG. You are out of control.
it. I couldn't help it.
What? No.
Yeah.
Layla, that's
Yeah.
Jesus is calling.
Anyway, I was going to kind of piggyback on what Layla said. I remember the cool thing about the Grammys was you could find out about music that you knew nothing about
Right.
because it was the best of its
Everything.
unique,
I remember going
eclectic
and seeing,
genre.
I
And it
remember
was like,
going and
wow.
seeing polka. I remember somebody performing the best spoken word in New York years and years ago when you went. I think that might have been your second
Absolutely.
nomination.
See, there's not enough time now, though. They got 100 and however many awards
How'd
and only
that
spots
happen?
for 6 because they have to make money.
And it's not just that. It's because they're trying to compete with all the other award shows.
I think it is just that.
They've become you think so?
Yeah, I think it's a money thing.
Well, yeah. Well,
Yeah,
I think it does boil
economics.
down to the money thing, but I don't think that's the
I feel
jamming
like they
the awards
added
in.
categories.
I think that trying to compete with the American Music Awards and all these other just award shows
Money.
that actually have good television ratings,
Yeah.
they want to get those ratings, and
But, yeah,
they should stop caring
wanna-
about that.
they wanna have
Go
the
back.
best advertisers.
Be classic.
I mean, they could spend like 2 or 3 minutes and do one piece of world music. We are very myopic in terms of what we represent in this country. And there's so many things that contribute to our culture and pop culture and music, and we don't show any of that.
I tried to tell Marla back in the day. We were talking. We were playing kickball. By the way, for those of you who didn't get the memo, we tied at kickball.
It's like
team,
hockey.
Team Hell Yeah
Who ties at
and
kickball?
Team Shut the F Up. I don't even like to say that, Marla. It's just a rude name. Thought up.
Meanwhile, he's on the Amistad with an 8x10 of Beyonce.
and somebody
Shut up, Layla. Shut up.
And somebody just wrote. Sonia wrote to Dave, "The Beehive is gonna come for Dave."
that was funny, Beyonce. Don't get
Yes.
mad.
It's not Beyonce.
Anyway, here's what I'm saying. We did not get to play the full 5 innings.
Right.
Marla was lucky enough to tie. Now, I had a team meeting. Get this, Layla, because you're on Team Shut the F Up too.
Yes.
She is, and so
So-
is Jermaine.
Yes, that's true. Everybody's
I was
on.
catching.
Okay, and catching you were. We had a team meeting, and when we accidentally let you guys go back to kick again on offense, there were only 2 outs.
Oh.
So
What do you mean?
You
We
got
were
the
about
third
to-
out.
Move on, Dave.
we were going to call it back. We're like, yeah,
Dave is
never
trumping
mind.
right
Just
now,
never
isn't he?
mind.
Is
Just
he
never
still
mind.
counting the points
Move on.
from the election that's already over?
You guys
Well,
lost.
you're
We let you go again.
Speaking of,
Sad.
while we were playing kickball, I think I mentioned that I hated reality, and then Layla, I think was it at dinner afterwards?
Yeah,
or-
it was at food.
we were eating, and I said I hated reality shows, but how they ruined everything. Much less this country has now become a reality show.
Absolutely.
This is America.
Oh.
Do. Anyway, tune in.
Good, Dave. Are you getting
but
money? Are we getting money from that?
We're getting played. They got my royalty. Anyway, I was saying, and I had to take it back because I don't dislike
Can
the
we hold that
reality
thought
shows
though,
of.
and take a call? Go ahead. You finish that thought. I would like to talk to somebody else calling us. Instead of you.
Wow.
Yeah.
Anyway, caller, go ahead. You're on with Marla, Dave, and Layla. What's your name and where you're calling from? Hello.
Hey, this is Makisha calling from Maryland.
Hi,
Hey,
Makisha.
Makisha. What's up?
What's going on, Marla? I'm enjoying the show so far, y'all.
And then we're sorry that we accidentally hung up on you.
Did we?
Yeah.
It's okay.
Did you write in the
I'm gonna
chat room?
charge
You
you
did
for
write in the
taking-
chat room that we accidentally hung up on you, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. We
Oh, I'm
apologize.
sorry.
It was Marla. She was rude. Anyway.
Oh, okay. Did you call to speak to Layla?
Well, first of all, I want to speak to you guys. Y'all are my homies, but of course, I want to congratulate Layla on a job
you so
well
much.
done. Been following her since, I'm 31, but I know talent when I see it, so I've known, been following her for a minute. But my question for her is, hey, Layla, do you think if your parents weren't into music, you would still have pursued it as a profession?
That's one of those questions. Like, if my aunt had balls, she'd be my uncle. Kind of one of those questions. I have no idea. I can only assume that I came to the planet to do what I do, but I chose my family well, so I have to assume maybe that's how that happened. So I hope so. Thanks for asking.
Point taken.
That's hilarious. Mike Keisha, we're so glad that you called, and we're glad you picked up the phone. We encourage
Wait,
everybody to.
she's a MaD family regular.
is.
She's here every week.
Right on.
She is. I'm just, she didn't call us, though, every week.
That's true.
So I'm
That's
glad
true.
that she actually called and got through, and we were able to talk to her. That's all.
Thanks.
Yeah, I love y'all.
Oh,
Thank
back
you.
at
Right
you.
back at you. Thanks for calling, Makisha.
Okay, so now,
All right, then.
Dave, I purposely interrupted you. So let's see, where were you again?
I was talking about reality shows, and I was saying that I hated all reality shows. They were evil. But then Lalah actually pointed out some of them that I liked. What were the ones that I
like
liked?
Survivor. That's my favorite one.
Yeah, some of the ones that were cool that were not really just,
America's Next Top Model. You like that one?
No.
I liked it at the beginning because the models wore swimming suits and they were half naked all the time.
You really
I was
like the checks, Dave,
I
you were
lit-
getting because
I
you
lit-
wrote the theme. I think that's where it comes down
That's
to.
true, too.
Sing, Lay.
And Monique sang it.
Monique
That's right.
did do the little hook.
See, it's all kind of trivia going on around here.
Yep.
Well, we always want to stop, by the way, and thank everybody who's on. We got so many different platforms. UBN Radio TV, Facebook Live is streaming. We got Periscope streaming right there.
Periscope.
So 323-524-2599. So, Lay, I'm taking you back. This whole segment to me, I really just wanted to focus on the Grammys.
All right.
What was your highlight of that show, and what was the low light? I think
The highlight of the day. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
No.
The highlight of the day was I won the first one and I was just numb. And I went backstage and the lady said, "Okay, your other category is coming up." And I said, "Okay, but I'm gonna go back because I can't possibly win two in one day."
And then you did.
And then Jimmy Jam said, "Layla."
How cool is that?
I have not recovered
To
from that
be
moment.
sitting on the side of the stage with your Grammy and have to go back.
I was in a daze. I still haven't recovered.
really.
No, it's amazing.
I will tell you this. It's interesting as a friend that I've watched your shelf just multiply Grammys like triples.
I just
You started
trouble
just
with
like
Grammys.
just like
I
one
will-
drop
I
of
will
water.
say that is some potent breast milk.
I mean, listen.
You did nurse your way into that
You
first
nurse,
Grammy.
you nurse a Grammy and suddenly they
So-
come back for more.
I can't thank you enough for that because it took a moment after I had nursed yours before mine came. But that was amazing.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
that.
So
So
was crazy. The low light of the day,
yeah.
truly,
Yes.
no shade. No tea, no shade. But if I'm going and you start if you got the note and can't figure it out again, then I give up on that. No tea, no shade. But
Yeah.
that's real. That's it's
But
number
you know
one.
what? But you know what? Has this ever happened to you?
Nope.
We'll get to this after the break. But have you ever been on stage singing one of your own songs and forgot the lyric?
Yes.
Okay. We'll get back to why that happens.
Yes.
And I think it's connected to the same reason why.
Really?
Really? Yeah. We'll be right
I
back.
can't wait.
Hey guys, listen up. Learn something. 26 years of marriage from two unique perspectives equals 52 years of relationship experience. It's time for Ask Marla and Dave. Answers to your questions about life, love, and relationship based on Marla and Dave's real life experience. It's about to get real. Ask Marla and Dave.
All right, it's time for the Ask Marla and Dave break. If you don't ask, we can't tell. This is when you actually have previously gotten around all of the rhetoric and all of the show and all of the talking and Marla's rudeness, and you go right to the website, www.marlandave.com. I thought Layla was flicking me the bird.
That's hilarious. She has a unicorn on her nail.
www.marlandave.com. Click the Ask Marla and Dave tab, and you submit your question, and we get right to your question online during this break. Anyway, the question for this week is, I'm struggling with the situation. You two may be able to help me. My daughter is 26 years old, grown and living on her own. Good for you. Recently, one of my longtime male friends kept making casual inquiries about her and seemed to be preoccupied with the goings and comings of her life. I took note, but didn't want to jump to any conclusions. Well, last week, I found out from a mutual friend that he has been dating my daughter. Time for the bet.
Oh.
For the past several months. I can't lie, I'm angry. I don't want to lose my relationship with my daughter, so I'm asking for help as to how to approach her and hopefully dead this situation.
Sign not okay. Now I have to admit, when these questions come in, I add the sign. I add because they ring.
They're anonymous.
Yeah, but the issue rings out, and to me, this issue is just not okay. It's a lot about that. And I know that it's touchy because bottom line is when when your kid is grown, when your child is grown, there's not really much you can say about their choices, especially when they're not depending on you for anything. However, this is not your friend. I will say that. To me, because children exist in our lives and our peers are our peers, if you have something going on and that's where you're headed as two grown people, even though you're probably 100 and she's 20, it would behoove you to be able to, at least be clear with the adult relationship that you've established that this is something that's not going to be a problem for you. The first relationship is here with me. The second relationship is with my child.
But if your
And then
kid's
it just
26,
feels nasty.
I think you should just clearly state the way you feel to both of them, and let your daughter especially know the lack of respect that you feel coming from the longtime friend of the family. Because if he's been a longtime friend, your daughter's
Just says
26.
long time.
Clearly, he's seen her as a little girl, and that's disgusting.
Is it?
I think so.
But people grow up. But it always feels creepish to me. It's like Woody Allen and the girl.
But I mean, he's still with her.
It's yuck.
Okay.
But
He raised her. He wiped her vagina with a wet wipe.
We don't
ill.
know. We don't
Okay,
know.
ill.
We don't know if he raised her. They have a lot of nannies. I'm not saying it's right, but he's been with her now for 20 years. How I mean,
Because no one else will date him now.
Sometimes it's a lot easier said than done, speaking from my perspective, but I think you need to clearly communicate how you feel and then put everything on the table. Anyway, that's the Ask Marla and Dave. We're going to get back to the show with Lalah Hathaway.
hi.
Welcome back to the Marla and Dave radio show. Marla and Dave want to talk to you. Phone lines are open at 323-284-7826. 323-284-7826.
I'm gonna have to actually change that. There are a couple of little color pieces that I need to change. That's not the number. The number is 323-524-2599. Again, 323-524-2599.
Everyone is welcome to call and join our conversation. As a matter of fact, we encourage it in every show because we're really not here to talk at you. We're here to talk with you. But if you don't call, we are capable of talking to ourselves until the end of time.
We'll do it too.
So now, I had a question that I was asking Lalah before we went to Lalah. Come on now, really? Really, Lalah?
Who's doing it?
I'm listening.
What I'm saying is, I asked her, Lay.
You said, have you ever forgotten the lyric of your song?
I
Thank you.
have.
And what was the reason that you forgot the lyric?
I'm gonna say
Just
decades
kinda
and
distracted.
decades.
Distracted.
Or just decades and decades of learning. I need a hard reset. I need to partition the drive, hard reset it, and possibly just dock it for a couple months.
That would be nice.
Yeah.
Just take your hit.
Just charge it back up to new.
So you're asserting that
so
this
what
is
I'm
why.
saying is, sometimes when you're on stage, because it happened, the guys laugh at me when it happens to me, because when it happens to me, I go into a siph. I immediately make up new lyrics and just keep going.
Me
Okay,
too.
can I say this?
Because you're a professional. That's why.
Can
You
I
gotta
say
keep it
this?
moving.
David was asked by our niece Christy, which you know very well, to sing in her wedding. She gave him the song. He rehearsed it.
And I
he
got
rehearsed
sick.
it so much. No, he rehearsed it so much in front of me that I knew the song. At least I knew the lyrics. At the wedding, he got to the second verse, and I was sitting in the audience,
And it went away.
and I thought, wait,
These
what
aren't
is
the
he
words.
doing?
I'm sitting
He
there.
was making up words in cadence with the song that I was like,
That are not even words.
What made it
No.
funny? No, they kind of it rhymed and everything. It was a pretty good song. But what ended up happening, I was singing
You know,
with my
BB's
eyes
not
closed,
giving you any credit for that.
getting into a feeling. Next thing you know, my eyes went. I looked directly at Christy and I was like, just kept singing.
Yeah.
She smiled and it was one of her favorite songs.
Aww.
So I hope I didn't ruin her
Are
wedding.
you
But it was kinda
suggesting
funny.
that you can forget pitch?
What I am suggesting is, in the moment, you could be thinking about something else. You know what I mean? And suddenly, someone's playing the pitch. You know what you're supposed to do, but your brain has already decided to do something else. And
Yeah.
In other words, there have been
No.
times when we're, especially I feel sorry
Maybe
for
she's-
Vinny
maybe
the
she's-
most in our group
Yeah.
because he starts a lot of songs by himself. We will hear the pitch, and we all know what's supposed to happen. We look over at Vinny, you can see it in his eyes. He's like,
Like, where am I in this?
He has no idea what he's supposed to do right now.
But you guys always figure it out. That's the thing. I'm saying that's entirely possible.
How many real singers, honestly, how many true, see, you guys are true.
We're going to get to that because we have a phone call.
Well, okay. I'm going to hold that question. Caller, you're on with Marla, Dave, and Layla. What's your name and where you calling from?
Hi, this is Perrette Basia Mills.
Hi, Perrette.
Hi, Marla. Hi, Layla.
Hi.
Perrette, what's up?
Oh, man, I'm missing you guys. I am your number one fan. I've been following Marla live. I've been following Layla ever since she was at Oakwood. I've been following this lady. I knew it before, but once she came to Oakwood, she blew us away. And I want to say to Layla, congratulations. You are the best. And
Thank
we
you so
really,
much. I
really
appreciate
love you
that.
in Huntsville, Alabama.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
And David Marla is so proud of you guys.
Oh, our old
You got
stomping
folks.
ground. It's always good to get some love from our down home folks.
Yes.
Now, Perrette, is
You
this
know
the
you can
same
go to
Perrette?
You know you
Is
can go
this
to,
the same Perrette that's been a friend of the family for a long time?
I was going to say, Perrette, you know you can hang this phone up and go knock on Mr. and Mrs. Thomas's door and get you some veggie meat right now. They'll cook
That's
you some
right.
fried
They're right
chicken.
down the street. I can do it in a minute. Dave, your parents are right there. I can go and
See?
tell them to say hello right now.
Now, Marla, Perrette, I don't know if you know this, but Marla is kind of sarcastically dogging us.
What do you mean?
About the
Listen,
veggie meat.
About the veggie meat.
No.
Notice how she
Dave,
didn't say get some
Dave,
chocolates or get some
No,
fried
Dave.
chick. She said
Well,
veggie
Marla
meat.
would never do that.
I would
That's
never.
Marla.
You don't
She would
realize.
never do that, Dave.
Are you kidding? Come
Marla
on.
wouldn't be rude, Perrette? Is that what you think?
No. She's too classy for that.
Your mother is the Worthington.
No, I'm sorry, Perrette. Layla is rude. I mean, not Layla. Marla's rude.
Ah!
Now, I can't tell which one of, I don't remember which one of them is older, Layla or Marla.
I'm the youngest.
We're the same age.
No, we're not.
Layla.
Listen, your mom was already giving birth, and my mom hadn't even laid down yet.
How do you know she laid down at all?
I don't know.
Ooh.
You're pretty spicy.
I
Something
am.
tells me that might have been deep in the
Oop,
position.
I can't think about this now.
Well, Perrette, thank you for calling. Do you have anything else to say? Final words, Perrette.
I just wanted to say, David, first of all, you can never make a mistake. So if you did,
Hey.
believe me, very few people noticed.
Hey.
Maybe the ones that were closest to you knew, but you're such an amazing singer. I think that you smoothed it over quite well, and you don't make mistakes. What are you talking about? And Marla's
doesn't.
really
Thank you,
so
Perrette.
He was just trying to help Adele. That's what he was trying to do.
Thank
I
you,
love you
Perrette.
guys. I just called to tell you that I listen all the time. I'm addicted to Marla's live shows, and you guys are absolutely so much fun. I just wish I was in your life a little bit more. This is the best way I can get in there right now. So that's
There you
why I'm
go.
checking in. I'll check in whenever I can. I love you guys. Layla's so
All right.
nice. to
Thank you
talk
so
to you over the
much.
phone. God
Take
bless
care.
you.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks for calling, Perrette.
Thank you.
It's always good to have
Okay,
MaD.
babe.
It's,
Love you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
it's always good to have MaD family. There are people who support you. That your supporters. When you're doing what you know to do to be true as somebody creative, whatever it is, it's glad to know that it doesn't just disappear into the ether when
That's
it's
right.
purposed for other people
Yeah.
as well.
Especially when the home folks tell you they're proud. There's,
Yeah.
it's like the pink room and stuff.
It's like a Grammy.
It is.
It's like a Grammy when your peers, your family says, "Hey, we like what you do."
What was the question that we were asking? Because I wanted to also go ahead.
I think we were talking about. Were we still talking about the what makes you lose concentration?
Listen, all I'm saying is you can lose concentration. You can forget where the pitch is. You can forget the lyrics. But over 32 bars, if you cannot find your concentration over the pitch,
That's something a little strange.
I'm
Yeah.
saying that's
But some people get nervous.
I think that she has. Let me tell you. I think she has post TSD,
What's that?
post traumatic stress syndrome.
From what?
PTSD from the last time she got up there and had a problem.
It happened twice?
And it happened.
Happened
It
last
happened
year,
at the
yeah.
Grammy the first
know.
time she sang.
I know.
Oh, I see what you mean.
right.
I see what you're doing there.
I got it. We
I know.
got it. We
some
got it.
people get 2-3 shots. Some people get no shots. That's all I'm saying. That some people
So
get
that's why she. But do you
2-3 shots.
Did we forgive her because she broke her Grammy in half and gave half to Beyonce?
She did what?
Separated her
Beyonce,
Grammy.
I love you, and I would give you this award, except for I'm not going to. You're my idol. I love you.
We had an argument. We were having a discussion in Volcano with regular, like, restaurant patrons. And right after that, and did you know that 90% of all the people that we were talking to in the restaurant, the question I was asking is, has anyone here, because Gail was there, and she was like, what do you mean? She's South African. She was losing it. She was so furious that Adele won. Nobody's even heard the God, blah, blah, blah album. So I said, okay, excuse me, sir. Do you know the artist Adele? Mm-hmm. I said, her last album, did you hear the whole thing? He said no. No one in Volcano had heard it. They said that there'd be something about
they
the
just
streaming.
didn't know that they had already downloaded it and they owned it because she's
Not
the
the
only
whole
artist who
album.
actually sold millions and millions of
I
albums.
thought that was very unique. It was interesting.
It is. It truly is. Especially when we all know all of those records, those Beyonce records, and if you come back to the Grammys 2 years in a row and sing the same song, are there other songs on the record, or was it?
This is why I have the hashtag I have. Let's take a caller. Caller. Hey, Carla. Welcome to the Marla and Dave show with Marla, Dave, and Layla. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Carla, don't be scared of Marla. What's your name and where you're calling from?
Bye,
Dave.
caller.
I'll
Next.
protect you.
We're gonna take the next caller. Caller, you're on. Hey, caller, you're on the Marla and Dave show with Marla, Dave, and Layla.
Hi.
What's your name and where you're calling from?
Hey guys, it's Nikki from Jersey.
Nikki,
another
what's
Mad
up?
fave.
Hi.
Hi, Nikki.
Hey Layla.
Hi. How are you?
And guys,
Hey.
I'm good. How are you doing?
Great. Thanks for asking.
Fantastic. Well, I called really just to mess with you guys because no one's answering my phone calls, and it's like my third try.
Oh.
And I would like you to dedicate a line just to me, if that's possible.
We'll have the Nikki line installed
Yeah,
ASAP.
Not.
Going to do it, Nikki. We apologize.
This builds character, Nikki, for the record. I'm all about improving one's character, and the fact that you have to persevere to get through, to talk to your favorite artist, that, my friend, is what people are made of. We can't make it too easy.
No,
we hung
thank
up on
you.
you on purpose.
Nikki, I have a question for you.
I have enough character. I'm good.
Nikki, I have a question
your
for you. The question is, what award show is your favorite and why?
I'm not really an award show watcher. I'll make it a point to kind of like watch the headlines to see what happened, but I don't really watch shows. I don't have a long attention span. And shows are like 50 million hours long. But I can say the Grammy, since everyone but Marla has won a Grammy, and there's like about 30 million Grammys in the room right now.
What do you mean? I'm a sub Grammy owner. Dave hasn't even Dave has ignored his Grammy so long he doesn't realize
They're
I have
dusty and
scratched
stuff.
his name off
They're
and put
dusty.
mine on at least half.
We all say Marla now.
What? They all say Marla. They do.
Mine are the porn awards.
Layla,
They're
did you
a little
get
more
Layla,
interesting.
Layla,
They're my favorite.
Layla, did you get a trophy case yet for yours?
No, my mother told me when I won that first one, you're going to need a curio cabinet. And I said, I only have one. What do I need a cabinet for? She said, you'll get more. So I'm going to buy something.
So now, Layla,
And now look.
you know where we're messing up here.
Well, Nikki, thank you so much for calling.
Thanks for calling us, Nikki.
Wait, I had a question.
Oh,
All right,
oh,
wait,
wait,
now-
wait.
now
I
you
have
got a
a question
question,
for real.
Nikki? Now you got a question?
Well, I had one, but I asked Dave to ask me, and he said no, call in. So then I called in and got distracted.
All right, what's your question?
My question's for you, Layla.
Yes?
Are you putting out a live DVD to accompany the live album anytime soon?
Most likely. We're working on a doc right now. We're working on a real music rebels doc. And I will keep you posted. You can check it out at LalahHathaway.com. But thank you for asking about that. We're working on it right now.
Oh, that's awesome. Can't
Thank
wait.
you. Nice to meet
Thanks for calling, Nikki.
So,
We have one more phone call on the line. Caller, you're on with Marla, Dave, and Layla. What's your name and where you're calling from?
Hello?
Hey.
hi.
This is Cayetana. Marla, you say my name wrong all the time.
Oh, yay! Cayetana. I call her Cayetana. I say her name wrong all the time when she's online. Well, I'm glad that she's correcting me.
Layla, I love you. Every
Thank
time
you so
you're
much.
in Atlanta, I try to come and see you.
I appreciate that.
Been
Thank you for your
listening
support.
to you from the very beginning.
Thank you.
Love the purple hair.
Thank you.
Sing me a song or something.
I'm not
I woke
really
up
singing
just to
today.
listen to the show
I
tonight.
appreciate you asking, though. God bless you.
What is your favorite?
No?
What's your favorite song, Cayetana?
I'm coming back.
Oh, thank you so
Oh,
much.
I just played that.
Yeah.
See, I told you, Lay.
I know.
I
That's
heard
a song I love so much. I
I
recorded
told
it 3
you I've
times.
been asleep.
Yeah. Oh, thank you so much. I
I
appreciate
feel
that. I appreciate your support. It'll be in the show next time you come in Atlanta.
Let's see. Will you be in Atlanta anytime soon?
On my website are all the dates. I don't know them offhand, but everything is at LalahHathaway.com.
September 16th is too far. I mean, before then.
Not if it's not on that list.
Like driving
Good try,
Good
good
try.
try, though.
Can I
Kyle.
Thank you.
Thanks
Thank
for
you
calling.
for calling.
Nice to meet you.
Can I find you at the,
Have a great evening.
Thank you.
You too.
Can I find you at the TA, like down the street, like just riding through?
This is why I can't have no radio show. I would be so menacing on these callers.
Layla, you know what, Layla? You know, right quick, we actually pulled a few clips of your political.
First of all,
Uh-oh.
I need you to stop it because I can't.
Your political, I guess, what would we say?
They're
Is it
musical.
satire?
They're
Are they
musical.
vignettes?
Is it satire?
It's not satire.
It's
They're
not-
tirades.
It's real.
Tirade. Okay.
real.
They
Tony,
are.
can you hit us with a few of those right quick?
They're tunades.
Fuck you, Spicer, too.
Woo-hoo.
You're also an asshole. And you're a liar. Fuck you. Fuck you, Spicer.
Okay, let me
Pardon my language,
but let me
that's all.
critique.
Donald Trump, I still hate you. 'Cause I'm a woman. Hate you.
Thank you.
We have one more.
What's this one? All the hits.
Back your tax returns, they don't prove anything. And we know you leaked them, stupid fascists.
The bunny and the voice changer.
Pardon my language, folks, but sometimes you got to use the hard language when you're trying to make a
Oh
point.
my God. I had
That kind of reminded me,
Oh.
and I was so, because they're actually pretty funny.
Thank you.
And I love the fact that you use the same melody every time.
I can't help it. I've
It's a
tried to
theme.
change it up, and that's what
It just
goes.
comes out, yeah.
I can't change it.
It reminded me of, I guess, who was I just talking about? Steve Harvey. And Steve Harvey, after
my gosh.
seemingly going to Trump Tower, suddenly becomes a Trump supporter and was trying to call out Snoop and T.I.
Did this happen today?
This happened very recently, but
But
then
the retort was
T.I.
today.
came back today on Twitter and basically said, Steve, because Steve was telling the rappers to respect Donald Trump. T.I. says, we respect those who respect us and respect themselves.
Oh.
And this is an emergency call out to my brother, Steve Harvey. # get out.
Ooh.
Which I thought was hilarious.
There's a few get outs.
Which I thought was very funny because I love that movie.
What
Get
is
Out.
going on with the whole? I feel like that there's a whole entertainment infighting. That there's this beefery vibe with the Nicki Minaj, Remy Ma thing, and now you got Snoop Dogg. First of all, let me say this. And
Wait. Who's Snoop beefing with?
Snoop. Well, he put
Trump.
the thing up.
Donald
yeah.
Trump. Who isn't?
Yeah, we're all
Well,
being
I was
Trump.
going to say I
That's like
probably
half
should
of the
separate
country
that
is-
because there is, to me, there's no more need to be politically correct because there's nothing correct about that situation. Seriously. So even to speak out and to do the comical musical tirades, I think it's warranted. So we have much more. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Marla and Dave want to tilt the odds in your favor this holiday season by offering one of the craziest giveaways ever. They understand that moving on means giving something away. In this case, it's a 335 CI hardtop convertible. BMW. To enter this giveaway, here's what you need: a licensed driver, 18 years old, at marlandave.com. Absolutely.
Oh, this is so fresh. This ain't nothing like getting together with family.
1 Say $1. Yeah, $1. Exactly $1. $1 bill. George Washington, $1. 4 quarters. Understand me? Once the 25,000 tilt is reached, one winner will be chosen. Live on the MaD Show. Webcast is on Monday, 6 to 7:30 p.m. Pacific time. Be sure to tune in to see if you're a winner. Or just stop by marlandave.com for all the details and sign up today. Each dollar is a separate entry. Participants can enter as many times as they like. Please enter responsible. Family is not eligible. All shipping fees, taxes, and license paid by the winner. No funds will be collected until the goal.
This is the last
2 weeks.
2 weeks for the MaD Mega Giveaway.
So let me say this.
What are you guys, crazy?
Yeah, let me say this. This was a creative way to actually sell my 335 CI convertible BMW for $1. It's real.
Really?
It's a giveaway, but it has to reach the tilt of 25,000 so it can be given away clear. And so $1 at a time.
Did you tell Jermaine?
No, but you feel free. You feel free to post it because it really,
I sure will.
It really will be. So right now the tilt is at 2,500. So basically, you can spend more, but I encourage people to do it responsibly. My family's not eligible, so this is not a trick. There's no game to it. It's title free, and I'm gonna come in here. We have all the spreadsheet, and we'll literally do an actual draw.
Just
one
takes
name will get taken
in the
out.
drawing.
And $1. Because I didn't want anybody to be. I have to sell the car because I need something bigger, and I said, you know what? What if I could give somebody something, a whole lot of something for little of nothing? This is what the idea was.
That's amazing.
So that's it. It's a tilt. $1. It's a 335 CI white convertible BMW with red leather interior. It's my vehicle and it's in mint condition.
Yeah.
Back to the show.
What's the action?
You'll laugh. You'll learn. You'll learn. You'll get mad.
Shut up.
You'll get happy. But you won't be bored. This is the Marla and Dave radio show on the Universal Broadcast Network.
All right, I have another question for you, Lay.
Yes. Can I eat more of your trail mix?
Yes, you may.
It's some good trail mix, isn't it?
So hungry.
I tell everyone Wild Roots. I buy it at Costco.
You should stop telling everybody. We can barely get it.
I buy it at Costco way down south near San Diego.
Oh, my.
No, I really
What?
don't.
not that
But
good,
I just don't want you to come to my
It's not
local
that good.
Costco and get it. It's so good. If you come to my Costco, it'll all be gone.
I just don't want you to come to my house.
It flies off the shelves.
Very
Marla
good.
was dogging me earlier because I have to literally stock the truck that comes in, and when
Why
they
don't you
when
order
they
it
stock the
online?
shelves, I literally have to be there because when it comes in, that day it's gone, all of it.
Stop it, Layla.
Luckily, people try to hide the bags, and I kind of find them.
Wow.
What?
Yeah.
What were you going to ask me? I'm sorry, I interrupted you.
No, I was going to ask you, what place do you think political perspective
Oh, that's a good one.
has for an entertainer? What part should an entertainer play in that? Is that something that's important to
Should it
you?
be just individual, regardless of the fact you're an entertainer?
Yeah. The point of
or
the
do you
artist,
feel compelled to use your platform?
I am an artist. Some people are entertainers. Some people are artist entertainers. However you define yourself, the job of the artist, as far as I am concerned, is like Nina Simone said, the job is to reflect what is in the streets, to unite people, to give voice to the marginalized, to tell what's happening in your neighborhood, on your block, in your country, in your town, in your city, in your car, is to give voice to what's happening in real life. So I definitely feel like it's my responsibility to use this little piece of platform that I have to speak positivity and to say, to speak out.
Because that's interesting because so many, I think that there's a lot of, I consider it bravery. Because even though you may not agree, there are a lot of people who've spoken their mind. And if it's against what Kim Burrell just went up in ashes, just keep it all the way real. For me, I'm just saying that she said, most of us may not agree with what she said, but she spoke from her perspective. And it was in such opposite field. Who else? There's a couple others I was thinking of off the top of my mind. Steve Harvey.
You also got to think about what you're saying if it's going to take the ball further down the field.
Your girl, the R&B singer, come on, she sang for the inauguration. Chrisette Michele blew up over singing at the inauguration, and I mean imploded.
But here, okay, so that leads me, I was going to go somewhere else, but that kind of leads me to something else. Does it seem like people with the liberal perspective have much more leeway to speak their minds politically as entertainers, as artists, as people with a more conservative point of view?
I don't know. I think I'm conservative on like maybe two things, but I'm mostly.
What are they?
I don't know.
Just two random things.
I don't know. I mean, the thing I am conservative about is my opinions about humans and what they choose to, how they behave for themselves. I am a grown person, so I can only really account for myself. I think that when you take a whole group of people
and conform
and speak, you don't speak positive. You speak negatively about that group of people. You're going to probably go down in flames because people are tired of being marginalized. I think, particularly if you come from a marginalized group, you should know better.
Right.
Yeah.
I feel like that and I would call myself socially liberal and probably lean a little bit on the other side when it comes to fiscal issues. I mean, being responsible for your input. And I was just saying this to somebody the other day. If you really just got the basic principles of what living is, so many people who get messed up are doing it the opposite, because to be alive, it requires an exhale and an inhale. There's give and take in living. That's what life is. So to me, when you are a taker, and to me, it would be equivalent to taking in a breath and holding it. Eventually, I'm gonna die. Right. That's not how we stay alive. So if you looked at it with that basic ebb and flow, so to me, we're in the process of dying. Our country is in the process of dying because it's not, we say capitalism, but we're taking everything in and we're trying to hold on. There's greed, and there's an inhale and a holding of breath right now, and we're decaying. Yeah. That's what I really feel, and I feel like Lalah said, there's been a lot of things in my life that I've had to rethink, and one of the things to me is I got a little twisted and messed up on the gay agenda, because I feel like that when you start treating someone's personal sexual preference as a crime,
but even to frame it as a preference is part of it.
Well, you can say that. Like when I say preference, I'm just saying that's your choice. When I say preference,
but when you can frame it as a choice, that's part of the problem.
But I choose in love who I want. What I'm saying is I'm loving. We can call it what we want, but I'm still choosing. So I'm saying if I choose to be in a sexual relationship with you, don't run away, America. Okay, yes. That's what I'm saying.
Bow, chicka, wow, wow.
You say yes. Thank you very much. Anyway,
it's me.
Well, hold that thought. We have a couple calls on the line. Caller, you're on with Marla, Dave, and Lalah. What's your name and where you're calling from?
Hello, how you all doing?
What's up?
Yes, my name is Melvin, and I'm calling out of Nashville, Tennessee.
What up,
Melvin? And Music City.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's say hello to, first of all, hello to you and your wife.
Thank you very much.
And special shout out to Lalah Hathaway,
hi.
crew member here.
Hi, how are you?
How you doing?
Great to hear from you. Thanks for calling.
All right. When I initially called, I was wanting to speak on when you were talking about award shows, but if the topic has changed, I'll speak on that as well.
No,
dude, give us your thoughts on both topics.
Okay, well, as far as the award shows are concerned now, as I was coming up, I lived for the Grammys and the American Music Awards.
Right.
And I saw the American Music Awards as a little more funky, so to speak, and the Grammys was the formal night.
Okay.
And over the years, the music industry had just become so, I kind of want to say dumbed down as to how they award music and showcase music. And like the Grammys, I've been so disappointed in what the Grammys choose to present, more so as to what they choose to reward, because all of these people get nominations. Like Drake gets tons of nominations for what I call some of the cheesiest music ever made.
But wait, can I interrupt you just for a second? See, the whole thing about the Grammys is, remember when we were little, we probably about the same age. Remember there were records like Disco Duck and YMCA that our parents probably thought it was cheesy music, but it was part of the fabric of how we grew up.
It's true.
So every generation has, from left to right, what's great and what's kind of in between to us, and what our parents would just think is pure rubbish. So, I mean, I'm just saying, I get it if you don't like Drake.
Well, you know what's funny? to Layla's point, though, I just saw online that the Spice Girls are now old school.
Yeah, and
Hilarious.
they're reuniting.
Hilarious.
16 years ago, Dave.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
Melvin, what's the second topic you want to speak on? Speak on it.
Well, as far as politics are concerned, in this day and age, yes, Donald Trump is a serious knucklehead, screwing up a lot of stuff.
Okay.
But
it's a problem. He's the president.
the way that I look at it is he's going to implode. And I'm just patient enough to wait.
Yep, he's going to
implode.
I called it 9 months. That's what I called it from day one.
Wait it out. Yeah.
Well, Melvin, thank you for
I
calling.
give him a year.
Okay. Yeah. You're a little more kind, Melvin. But thank you for calling, Melvin.
Thanks, Melvin. Bye.
All right. Y'all take care. Bye.
Thank you.
Let's grab a next caller. Caller, you're on the Marla and Dave show with Marla, Dave, and Layla. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Hi, this is Vula calling from London, England.
We love your accent.
You know Vula.
Okay, of course we know.
Hi, Vula. How are you, love? Those bollocks, mate, innit? That's nice. I love you. I would give you this Grammy, except for I'm not going to. Hey, Vula, how are you?
I'm good. I'm tired, but I'm all right. It's what time is it? It's like just gone 2 a.m.
Wow.
And
that's love.
I saw you on Periscope, and I thought, hold on, shall I just call because I'm packing?
Oh, good.
Oh, nice.
Because I'm leaving in the morning.
Where are you going, Vula?
Yes, and I just was listening. I'm going to Italy.
No.
Nice.
To do some singing.
Nice.
So there you go.
That's a high note.
But I wanted to say hi to you
I can really
guys.
get that.
Hey, Vula.
Well, we're glad you called us, Vula.
We love you and we miss you. We had kickball yesterday. I thought about you.
And don't be a stranger to the Marla and Dave show either.
I know. Absolutely. I check in every now and then and I see you guys on the socials. And it's very interesting what you guys are talking about. They're talking on my computer screen and now I've got it on mute, obviously. But I didn't think I'd get through. But I'm so happy to hear from all of you guys. I'm
miss you,
so
girl.
glad I didn't get to do kickball.
Next time. When you get here. Next time,
Yeah.
for sure. And you also will have to come back and be a guest on our show as well. That was fun.
Sure.
Yeah, will do. Absolutely.
Love you, Boo.
Absolutely. And please keep on doing those Instagram things.
They're
hilarious.
They're hilarious.
I'm going to make some new ones for the Department of Justice this week.
We'll be watching.
Okay.
All right. Thanks,
Thanks,
Vula.
Boo.
Love you.
Let's grab another
Okay,
call.
guys.
Bye,
Bye-bye.
Vula. No. Okay. So, what I was saying is, politically for me, that when I say choose your preference, my whole point.
I understand what you mean.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I meant. I meant that this is something that is not. This is between me and you, and it's not to be treated with the amount of disdain or I'm bothered by it. I'm now completely bothered by it. So much so because you know what I was saying. There's so many things, and it's begun to actually frustrate me in the Christian community, because even if you considered it, and I'm gonna say it, to be a sin, find me one person who isn't sinless. If you're an overeater,
Who isn't sinless? Who is sinless?
Who is sinless?
Right.
If you're an overeater, you sinned. If you lied, you sinned. So what I'm saying to you is, why do you single out this one thing?
Because it's the most important thing.
What? Who you have sex with?
Sexuality. It's the deepest thing
No.
we can engage in as humans.
Well, now that's true.
It's the thing. It's the divining rod.
And you used your things to do it.
What? David, no.
No, but now let me
You
get
see
back.
why
Let me
Dave,
kinda-
from the
let me-
slave ship to the thing. Dave is.
Let me try to tie all this together, because to me, that's why I say, do liberals actually get a little more leeway than conservatives? And I'll tell you why. Notice how Barack Obama one of the best presidents that we've ever had,
The best president.
had to evolve on his perspective as to the LGBT rights and
QI.
I don't know all the acronyms that they add to it.
A lot of letters.
But you know what I'm saying? He had to evolve his perspective, and to me, it's
at least publicly.
And I think it is the dialogue that we need to have, especially with people who we vehemently disagree with, to kind of see if we can bring some of those back to the table, back toward the middle, so that we can have the type of country that we used to be proud of.
Right. I just feel like it's hard when you're having a conversation when you believe something so strongly and the other people believe it. Doesn't mean you can't have the conversation. But a lot of times what I see are people that identify politically as conservatives and then people who identify politically as liberals.
Right.
They're meant to clash because there's no, I have these conversations even with family members that I'm like, how could you possibly think so differently on any given topic than I do? We grew up sort of together, and how did that happen? But people have their ideas about what it is, and they cannot be changed. And a lot of that has to do with religion.
Well, I think it has to do more with convention because, and the reason why I say that, because in the African American community, speaking of the LGBT issues, you're almost pre-programmed with the macho-ness that you're kind of against.
It's the same thing in the black community with mental illness and worse in the church.
And so then I had a conversation with my mother the other day. We were talking about LGBT issues, and I was like, yeah, well, it's even in the Bible, it's kind of gray. Because the Bible does say the marriage bed is undefiled.
But if what you've been taught, and that's everything
now
you
lost
believe.
Me.
That's a text in the Bible.
I know.
But what I'm actually saying is now we can all get married.
Right.
So now that bed is undefiled too.
Oh, I mean, listen.
You know what I mean?
If you're living your life based on the telephone game from 2,000 years ago, which was based on 16 other telephone games from thousands of years before that, I mean, right now, today, if I look at you, I can't tell who you're sleeping with. I don't care. I can only see how you look in my eyes.
But you just said that that's the most important thing.
I'm saying it's the most important thing
in
by
relationship.
Which we judge.
In relationship.
Oh, it's the most important thing that shouldn't be the most important thing.
It just is. She's saying at the level of what we judge, that is at the top of the heap.
I'm saying for all the socio-political...
I speak Dave if you need help.
Oh, I got it. All the socio-political things, all the conversations that we have, they will all ultimately break down to sex and religion.
And I believe
any
that.
personal conversations we have, it gets down to what's your sex and what you got. Who do you like to have sex with?
Well, I'm gonna tell you how that fares for me on a political level. I have to be truthful and say that I gave people around me who were no one super close, thank God, who were Trump supporters. I laid back, and once he was elected,
do you have people around you that are Trump supporters?
Yes.
Are they black?
No.
Well, yeah, Tony. What's up, Tony?
No. But what I'm saying is, I waited for the first 3-4 weeks and says, now what do you think? And if you still weren't able to see,
a lot of them aren't.
And now I'm done. See, now what I said is, now the problem I'm having is that now we can no longer converse because there's a level of intelligence and that we'll never meet. I'm not trying to be funny. You're
dumb.
That's pretty much how I feel.
Well, it's
true.
I
feel like
saying.
If you can't see the basic issue here, which to me is not about politics, it's about being. And I'm not even trying to shame Trump as the mentally ill man he is. What I'm saying is this mentally ill man should not be the interface for our country.
It's about spelling tap with 2 P's.
When there's spell check. But he doesn't read, his own admission. I just don't want to be Omarosa. Can I just say that as we go out to the break?
No.
I just don't want to be her.
Oh, my goodness. What has this show become? We'll be right back.
Ill.
It's time to play the Marla and Dave Love Game. Here are Marla and Dave to explain how it works.
It's horrible to me to be that
All right,
black person
Marla,
these
it's
days.
time for the MaD Love Game.
I'm still mad
he's
about
on the
being
love.
black and confused these days. We need all the people we can get. Ben Carson, really?
I want to stir a spoon into a cup right now.
The MaD Love Game was a game created by Marla and me. It's a game that has 3 categories that we think impact most relationships the most. That's sex. Need I say more? Finance and communication. Is played by rolling a single die. Has the categories. It also has the MaD logo, which means you can choose whatever category you want. Usually you choose sex. I say that every week, but just to remind you. And it also has lose a turn, which you don't want. Anyway, we're going to hand the die to Lalah.
Yeah.
She's going to roll. She's rolling.
I got.
It's the MaD logo.
I'm going sex.
All right. Way to go.
Did Dave
Without
brainwash
hesitation. All right, Lalah, the question for you. Well, the first one that came up is a good one. How many calories can you burn having sex?
In how
I'm
long?
gaining weight, Marla, by the way, so we need to get on that quickly.
That's personal. In how long? Okay, I'm going to say.
Just during the
in
average sex session.
I'll say 200 calories.
It's pretty good. Marla, you made the game.
I believe it's 150 from a cheater's perspective.
Tony, what do you think?
From my experience, about 2,000. No, just kidding.
Oh, Tony's in a spin class.
Tony with one person. With one person. Just joking.
Yeah, baby.
Tony has what is that device on his spin bike?
Oh, Dad.
All right, Marla was correct. The answer is, by the way, the answers come from the Pew Research Center, PW, and the answer is between 100 and 150.
Oh.
Average calories burned during sex.
Let me give a little antidote to that. My mother just recently got an iWatch, and she's so excited. She's now fully retired. She's getting back into fitness. My mom says to me, "Oh, I set my move goal on my iWatch to 550 calories." I said, "Mom,
that's a lot.
You will never reach 550."
She said, "In a spin class twice a day?"
She said, "You are so negative." I said, "No, Mom. I play
1,000.
David, do you know how much? Okay,
1,100.
I play a set of tennis
steps,
a day.
Dave.
I work
Calories.
out. No, but we played two sets of singles. What I'm saying is, it takes more to burn to amass calories than people think. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
That's
it
true.
takes a lot.
Well, the fun thing about the MaD Love Game is each card has a further discussion point that actually makes it really fun when you're playing with a big group of people. Lalah, what position do you think maximizes the caloric output during sex?
For me personally?
Mm-hmm. We're gonna be backing that thing up.
I'm gonna say the wheelbarrow. It's sort of plankish.
What?
Now, who's in the barrel?
Wait, she said it.
Who's driving the barrel and who's in the barrel?
Well,
wait, Lalah, is that an actual position?
I mean,
and who
in
in that position? It's a position.
So
but who burns the most calories during that position?
Well,
I'm sure it's me.
What does that look like?
So now you'll be planking.
You're
So
kind
you
of
have the legs
planking.
here,
Yeah.
And you're kind of pushing.
And there's
You hold the legs up, and
Yeah.
she's planking.
The legs are here.
I'm
and
planking.
She's planking.
Oh, there's a lot going on at your house. Oh,
All right, let's quickly get to.
she said 500 calories.
Let's quickly get to another question.
Well,
Lalah,
your lats are
how
certainly
many
strong.
erections
Wheelbarrow.
do you think the average man has in one day?
Oh, I mean, that's astounding. Probably at least full.
Yeah. Let's just call it.
I'm gonna
Pop a real boner.
man. It's probably 4.
Papa busy.
4.
Okay. Tony, what do you think?
Well, from my experience,
Well, from my experience, Dave, it's
it depends what age. Now that I'm 47,
you're still young.
I can't even get up out of bed.
You work too much, Tony. Marla, what do you think?
I'm gonna say 11.
Marla actually is the co-creator of the game, and she's
11?
dead on. It's 11 erections per day.
Is he single?
Are you kidding? That's what I want to know.
Tony said, "Is he single?" Well, listen. Let me name some times.
A lot of them happen when you're sleeping.
A man is
morning.
usually erect first thing in the morning.
Yes.
Whenever his wife gets in the shower, when his wife dresses up for tennis,
When he sees a nipple.
when his wife goes into the kitchen.
When he sees I have nipples too, fucker. You want to milk me?
I'm sorry. That
11 seems.
I might have gotten caught up in my own life. Did I keep saying
That
his wife?
seems excessive.
Well, Marla has actually gone on to the further discussion point, and the question for the further discussion is: what are the 3 most common situations that a man gets an erection?
Morningwood's got to be
For
number
sure.
one. Morningwood.
For sure.
Have to go to the bathroom. Morning
You
wood.
get
It's kind of
erect
strange.
when you have to go to the bathroom?
No, but in the
During the
morning
day?
you also have to go to the bathroom. It's
So
strange.
here's a question.
all the
Here's a
same
question I
way.
have to you and Tony. As men in the same age range, and when you learn to control your erections based on your visual stimuli, are you now at the point in your life where you have to be touched to become erect? Does it have to be is it something visual?
I'm going to say this: the mind is the most active sexual organ that we have.
But
After
your
a while,
penis still has nerves. So if I
it's
walk
the
past
eyes.
your penis and just
No.
like rubbed up against it,
if you no longer
Stroke
equate what you see with actually having sex, it won't really do much for you.
no, you still feel it.
It's true.
If I
You
said
still
icky,
feel it.
icky, icky, icky like a fire, if
Ew.
I took it
Yeah.
Why are
did
you
it like
treating it like
this?
kindling?
Yeah. But if you know that you're just joking and it's not really going to lead to something, it's just like,
Oh, Dave, that's not true. I'm
It's
gonna see how
dead true.
I'm gonna see how funny that is tonight.
Tony, okay, you're talking to men. The men are saying it's true, and you refuse to believe it.
Kindling.
You're acting like Donald Trump right now. We're telling you the fact.
Those are alternative erections.
Anyway, you can get your copy of your own Mad Love game by going to www.marlandave.com.
Your own
Click
erection.
on the Mad merch. And not only will you get an erection, but you can also buy the Mad Love game and other Mad merchandise. We're going to get back to the show.
David is a thinker.
I never do anything without thinking about it first.
Marla is a feeler.
I basically wear my personality on my sleeve.
But when Marla and Dave get together, it's like a match dancing with a firecracker. This is the Marla and Dave radio show on the Universal Broadcast Network.
All right, right quick before we get back to just this insane, lovely conversation with Lalah, we're going to do the poll questions. Funny, Lalah actually plugged her phone into my computer.
Don't look at my picture, David.
I got it.
Ooh, Lalah, no.
Get out of there.
But iTunes is popping up. My computer's trying to hack Layla's phone and everything.
Hey, Apple.
Anyway.
All right, I got the poll question. The last week's poll question is this: are Donald Trump's presidential antics worthy of impeachment, or does his administration simply need more time?
Time?
Well,
right.
your options were what, Marla? What were the options?
Time to go, or needs more time?
Time to go was 100%. Yeah. Time to go. Unfortunately, Trump is not very popular with the MaD.
His approval rating is now
family.
at like 36%.
His approval rating is bad, and
and it's 9% amongst Democrats.
imagine that it's 1944 and you're waiting on Hitler to get it right. It's not going to happen. He's a fascist, and he has to go.
Okay, I'm with you. Is there anything?
You, Donald Trump, you're a fascist.
Okay,
and
Lalah.
you got to go.
Layla's phone keeps.
You don't need the hijack. Let me tell
Anyway,
you.
so let me get to this week's poll question. Is this: should Justin Bieber expect to be left alone by fans when he is dining out in public?
Yes, and they should leave him alone when he's making records too.
Your options are hashtag of course not, or hashtag celebrity never. Marla, help me with
Erases privacy.
Never erases privacy.
I was really scared just then. I thought he was having a little mini stroke. Never.
No, I am. I feel like I'm having a little mini stroke because I wish you could see my computer screen. Would you like to download all the photos? Keeps popping up every 3 seconds.
No, get that out of there. It's Apple.
It's Apple, man. They're just so rude these days. Anyway, all right, Marla, help me there. So that was the poll question. You can either find it on our social networks or at the website, www.marlandave.com. Back to the show.
Can you handle the truth? This is modern American dialogue in a mad world from two unique, fresh, transparent perspectives. This is the Marla and Dave radio show.
Perfect. We're coming out of this break with a phone call. Let's take this caller. Caller, you're on the Marla and Dave show with Marla, Dave, and Lalah. What's your name and where you calling from?
You can call me Hal. Hal Wood. And so what is the topic? Is it about the gay agenda or is it about Trump? Come on, kids. Who's sailing this ship here? Which one is it? What topic are we on? Because I have an opinion on both that are pretty strong.
We actually want to hear your opinion. We want to hear both opinions. How?
We want to hear about.
All right, here we go.
Okay.
Here we go, kids.
All right, perfect.
All right, so you're talking about the gay. I'm going to just coin it as the gay agenda, and I'm probably in the same age bracket as most of you. So I remember a time when you were, if you were gay, you practiced that lifestyle. You got the crap beat out of you, and that was always wrong. I grew up in a very redneck area, and I always stood up for the one or two guys that were of that, were just that way.
Well, Hal,
you don't have to like it. You don't have to like it, but you don't get to drag them behind the pickup. You don't get to beat the crap out of them. You don't have to accept it, but you don't have the right to hurt them.
But did you get beat up for taking up for them?
Oh, absolutely.
Wow.
Yeah. I fought more than one battle on that topic.
Right on.
So here's the way I look at it now. There is, gay marriage is legal in pretty much everywhere you go. There is no, you get insurance, you get to live your life. I can walk down the street in any American city pretty much and see two dudes holding hands and making out. Now, personally, I don't give a rat's booty what you do in the bedroom. I really don't. There was a time as a born-again Christian when I used to preach against that. But, I just came to the conclusion that, you know what, God is big enough. And if he doesn't want this, then it's God's problem, not mine. It really is. I'm done fighting that fight. But here comes the caveat, kid.
Here we go. Lay it on us.
But this is, I call it, I can't give out my real name. I call it Hal's bean theory.
Okay.
And this is my bean theory. It equates to the gay agenda.
Did you say bean or bean?
I hate beans.
Bean.
I'm sorry, beans.
Legumes,
beans.
yes.
Like snap
Yes.
beans, lima beans, green beans. I hate beans. Like, I hate beans. Can't stand them, don't like them. And it's my prerogative to not like those beans. And if we're out to dinner, I can say, I don't want any beans on this. Correct? Absolutely. The gay agenda and that leftist agenda is shoving beans down my throat. That's the point I'm making.
You sleep with gay people?
I mean, again, back in the 80s and prior to the 80s and the early 90s, yes, that something needed to be done, and it has been done. The ship has been righted, but it's the bean theory.
Righted?
I don't like beans, and I shouldn't be made, if I say I don't like beans, to be criminalized.
Is someone
Because I
making
say,
you
hey,
sleep
look,
with gay
that's
people?
not my thing. I don't like it. I don't subscribe to beans. I don't have a problem with people who grow beans.
All right. Well,
hold
on.
People who cook beans.
Hold on one second. Hold on one second, Hal, because I need you to make a distinction for me or do some clarification. Because when you say that you hate beans and the way that we're using the semantic for beans, are you saying that you hate homosexuals or gay people or lesbians?
No. I'm sorry. You're right. I should make a distinction on that.
He's basically.
I'm saying not. Go ahead.
I get what your point is this, that the flip side of it for you is that this is something that is the agenda is being forced on, but which is where I agree with Lalah. That's where I wanted to get clarification. How is it forced?
What is the gay agenda? Is that where they make you sleep with gay people? Or what is happening with that?
No, hang on. Don't be flippant. No. That's not
I'm
even
asking
funny.
you a real question.
Okay.
I'm not laughing.
If you're going to be comical, be funny. What I'm saying, and I'm not being hateful at all. I'm just telling. This is a topic that there's an equality there. But if someone stands up and says, you know what, if I look away from two guys walking down the street and macking on each other, I'm like, ew. Like my friend Bill Burr, right? Bill Burr, the comedian, has a whole comedic bit about this. It's like he's not anti-gay. He's not saying there's a problem with gay people. It's just I didn't have time to absorb that. If I turn to say, oh, that's ew, that's me. And because I don't like it in public or being forced upon me, then I'm the villain.
So then let me ask you this. Let me ask you this then, Hal. So then, do you look down on all public petting, like a man and a woman kissing in public? Would you look equally down on that?
But now you're generalizing it.
No, I'm saying. No, I'm saying.
What's the difference?
What's the difference is, again, that's a difference in my mind, and I would imagine, the right
That's how you
to
see it.
have that difference.
Yeah, you
Does that
do.
make sense?
No, you do.
And anybody that's chastising you for what you think and believe is doing the same as the other people, is what I was trying to say.
Thank you.
So I am.
That's
funny,
exactly what I'm
what
saying.
I was trying
It's
to say
reverse
between your
discrimination,
yellings
but
is that it's
go
the
ahead.
same. It's the same type of bigotry
It's wrong. It's
and
wrong.
ignorance.
It's wrong for us to judge you too. That's
it
what she's
exists on
saying.
both sides.
Well, basically, yes. It's wrong for someone. Let's say if we go into the South. I grew up in the South, and obviously, as a couple of you had said earlier, that hey, you the Methodists, the Southern Baptists, I mean, this doesn't apply.
How? Excuse me for 1 sec, right quick, because we're almost running out of time. What's your second point?
Yeah, I wanted to get the second point because our show ends at 7:30.
What was it, Trump? The Mad King. That's why I call him the Mad King. Oh, this is the problem with Trump. It's not Trump. It's you.
It's
anyone, and this is my point. Now listen, hang on. Anyone that has a problem with Trump being Republican or Democrat, and you can finish this discussion on the other side of the break. If you did not vote for Gary Johnson, who was on paper literally the only person that was on the ballot in 50 states, who was the only person with executive experience, was the only person with a great track record, and the only person who was a self-made millionaire, and the only person who had gone into office without controversy, if you did not pull your heads out of your asses and actually stop voting for a woman or voting for the guy who hates Mexicans, if you really looked at who's going to lead this country, the only reasonable person was Gary Johnson. And any idiot that's complaining about Gary Johnson right now who did not pull the lever for the only person on the ballot that could have been the president that was qualified, then it's your fault. So you can banter back and forth all you want.
All right. Well, how number one, we appreciate it, but we got to go. Hal, thank you so much for calling.
Thanks for calling, Gary.
All right, guys. Rock on. God bless.
All right. Well, the thing I like about Hal is his passion, number one.
You guys are too nice.
No, I wanted to hear his point, but unfortunately, we are out of time. We are closing on with Hal.
That was a hideous
now that's amazing.
Into a fun day.
That's actually amazing. Marla, we are navigating the mad world of relationships with Lalah, and Hal even. Look at that.
Dave, we're not adding him to our close.
That's
was that
exactly
Gary Johnson?
That's why I said have a good day, Gary.
It was him, wasn't it?
That's funny.
He said my name's not Al. He said that at one point. My name's
Tony,
not Al.
if he ever calls back, just cut him off clean. Don't give these two time to sit and listen through that because their listeners don't want to hear that.
Hey, wait a minute. No, my point is we need that type of dialogue. I actually love it.
30 seconds of it. That's
anyway, next week we will have Mervyn Warren on the show.
Next week is the Marla show. Dave, you're in timeout.
And again, Marla, we're navigating the mad world of relationships. That
From inside of ours, we love you, Lay.
See you guys next week. Thanks, Lay, for coming to the show.